Let's now go to Virginia, where there's drama surrounding the Democratic Party. At the center of all is Justin Fairfax, a candidate for lieutenant governor for 2017. The former prosecutor asked for a speaking slot at the state's Democratic convention on Saturday, but he was denied. As word spread about the cold shoulder, people are expressing their outrage on Twitter. NFC East Hawkins tweeted, "I'm concerned why a declared Virginia lieutenant governor candidate is allegedly not going to be able to address Democratic Party Virginia convention." But the party executive director, Becca Slutsky, responded to an article in the Virginia Pilot saying, quote, "It's disappointing that he is seeking to divide our party at a time when there's so much at stake with Donald Trump at the top of the ticket." Mr. Fairfax's campaign brought concerns to our attention only 24 hours before DPVA's convention weekend began, with the expectation that we accommodate him in a solidified speaking program. It simply was not possible this late in the game. Now, joining us right now is Justin Fairfax. And Justin, you give money to the party.
Yes.
You actually what, bought a table there?
Absolutely.
Spent other money?
That's right. Spent other money, and we're very supportive of the party. And Roland, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. We've done a lot in the Democratic Party, both in the Commonwealth of Virginia and nationally. As you know, I ran for statewide office in 2013 for Attorney General of Virginia.
Lost by what, 5,000 votes?
A little under 5,000 votes. We won nearly 49% of the statewide vote in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I was 34 years old at the time of that election. We also were endorsed by the Washington Post that cited our agile and impressive command of the issues. So I went on to endorse the ticket, including Mark Herring, who's now the Attorney General and worked for them, traveled the state. I co-chaired Mark Warner's Senate re-election campaign in 2014. And so we have been, incredibly engaged with the party, tremendously supportive of the party financially and otherwise, as you mentioned. And I've traveled literally tens of thousands of miles around the Commonwealth of Virginia to fight for Democrats. And so we wanted to bring that message to the state party convention this past Saturday. And when we made the request, as you mentioned, we not only were denied the opportunity to speak, but also there were some words used that we thought were frankly inappropriate, saying I was seeking to divide the party simply by asking for an opportunity to address the folks who came to the convention. And so there's been a massive backlash against this online, and people have really stood up and said, this is not the kind of rhetoric that we want to hear, not the kind of treatment that we want to see.
Now, also, let me interrupt you there.
Please,
so someone who has not declared but is considering running, she was allowed to speak?
That's what happened, and there's someone who's exploring a run, and so there was a lot of conversation about that online. People were very concerned about that, and again, all I was looking for at that point was an equal opportunity to speak, and it probably would have been, just several minutes to address the convention. And I'll tell you, Roland, it was disappointing. It really was. But at the end of the day, the message I was going to deliver there, I'm getting to deliver here, and that really is the message that we've carried forward, which is focusing on creating more economic security and opportunity for all of our families. Roland, you know a lot about my story. I literally grew up 2 miles from here, up North Capitol Street, Northeast Washington, D.C., in the mid-1980s. Raised primarily by a single mother. I have a great dad, but raised primarily by my single mother and my grandparents. It was a tough time, mid-1980s, gangs, guns, drugs, but because folks gave me that kind of opportunity, gave me education. I went to Duke University, Columbia Law School, Columbia Law Review, became a federal prosecutor because people gave me security and opportunity, and that's really why I'm in public service, and that's what I'm fighting for.
I want to go to my iPad here. This was a statement released yesterday. Justin Fairfax has a promising future and as a rising star in Virginia. We found ourselves in a difficult position with his last-minute request to speak at our annual fundraiser, and we aren't able to accommodate him. In fact, we did not have any of our congressional challengers speak who are running this year. With a big weekend coming upon us, poor wording was used. His request should not have been called divisive, and we apologize for that. We have reached out to invite him to meet with the chair for a one-on-one meeting to determine how we can move forward together. That's Emily Bolton, Communications Director, Democratic Party for Virginia. Yeah. I'm still trying to understand, though, if you have a state convention, how would you not have candidates who are declared running as Democrats not speak?
Right, and that really is the concern that we had and that others had, and frankly, I'm the only declared lieutenant governor candidate, and so you would think at a state convention you would have the only declared lieutenant governor candidate come speak, particularly one who won nearly 49% of the vote in the last go-around in the statewide primary. And so that really was a big concern for us. And what I hope, I was happy to hear that the party issued a formal apology about the way that they handled this and the words that were used. They have reached out to sit down, and I look forward to doing that in the coming weeks to discuss ways that we can move forward. But my hope is that we don't have to approach anything like this again, that there won't be future attacks, that we can be positive. Roland, you know me, I always engage positively. I'm about bringing people together and making sure that we're moving forward on the issues that really matter for our families.
All right, Justice, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Roland. Thank you for having me.
All right, folks.
Kickstart your day at 7 and get the news you need from the perspective you want. News 1 Now with Roland Martin. Every weekday morning at 7 on TV 1.